Hey friend, what's going on? So I decided to just share not the details of what's going on in my life because that will be more of like a private conversation, and maybe I'll get to the point where I create something where you can join me and we can really talk raw about life, as you're transitioning, whether it's from a relationship, whether it's co-parenting, which is a process that I am going through right now. And I want to talk about emotional regulation. And as I reflect back on my life in the military, my transition from my divorce, transition from this past relationship, but also transition into co parenting, what I have done and just sharing what has happened, not only with friends, close friends in a safe space, but also things that I've shared in my book Woman Breed. And I don't focus on the negative of what I experienced. I focus on how resilient I was, but also how I was able to able to able to able to emotionally regulate myself. And the reason I want to share, because this channel is all about self-leadership, lifestyle, and wellness. And this is more for a mixture of the self-leadership but also the lifestyle, because this is who I am. And what I've realized, that when we are transitioning out of a situation, out of a relationship, out of a friendship, out of a job, whatever it is, sometimes that person will try to control the situation or control the narrative or create things and hiccups and chaos. Okay? Chaos, because they are so used to being in that space, which is sad. And sometimes friends are like that, relationship partners, husband, wives. Like you can experience that in all categories of life, of relationships. And some individuals will experience or go through those experiences and lose who they are, especially as a woman. Okay? And from my lived experience, and like as I stated, I've shared challenges that I have gone through in my book Woman Breathe. And I also shared how I was able to regulate myself. Was it easy? Heck no. But the more I practiced it, the more that I applied it, the more that I lived it, it became easy for me. And you're gonna hurt, you're gonna feel hurt. Trust me, I've gone through the emotions, but I still come out at a place where I don't allow that person's behavior to keep me from moving forward. Because again, people do things intentionally. They do things intentionally to hurt you, to make you react, to make you spaz out, to make you think that you are going crazy. People will do that. And maybe you are experiencing that right now as a mom, as a woman, as someone who is, navigating maybe a challenging boss, because again, you have bosses who do these things as well too, not just a partner. Maybe it's a sibling, whoever that person is. But I want you to know and understand that what they are doing is not because of you, it's because of their hurt for themselves. These are individuals who are hurting internally and don't have a better way of processing or regulating their emotions. So they try to project what they are feeling, what they are experiencing onto you. And if you are not the person who step into that space in a resilient way where yes, you observe and you see, but you also take note of what is happening and not reacting, because again, they want you to react. And for me, from divorcing, from military experiences, military challenges, relationship ending, I have I'll tell you, I need to write a book about how to transition out of a relationship without losing yourself. And for me, because I'm speaking from lived experience, for me is really not allowing those individuals' behavior to cause me to react in a way where it makes me become the crazy person. Because again, they want to show people in their world that you are the crazy person, when in actuality, it's them. It is them. Because again, they are dealing with things that they have not processed. I'm not a doctor, I don't diagnose. I'm just sharing my lived experience and based on what I observed from my experience. So when it comes to emotional regulations, it ties into emotional intelligence. And we have to know how to respond to individuals who does things intentionally to hurt us, to get us angry, to get us to react, to get us to just spaz out again, because again, they feed on that. So I had a situation happen to me recently, and which was it wasn't totally surprising, but I know how people move, I will say that. And I think they thought that, oh, she's gonna be pissed, she's gonna be angry, she's gonna be mad, she's gonna be like flipping out, so other people can surround me in this building. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna smile and I will respond the proper way. The proper way, because I'm telling you, I've seen it where individuals, and I've had my share of responding over time where I'm cussing and yelling, but over the years sometimes I just look at people and just stay quiet, and I just look, because one, I'm looking at them as so disappointing that you would behave this way. So disappointing that you will create this chaos because you thrive in that. And me not feeding into that and regulating my emotions, because I do think about my overall mental well-being. I do think about my kids, because again, how I react not only impacts me, it also impacts my kids' well-being as well too. And as someone who is co-parenting, I don't allow behaviors to impact my quality of life. I don't allow it to impact my kids' quality of life, because guess what? I still move forward. I still enjoy life. I still travel. I still do things with my kids, because some people will do things and create this false narrative to make it seem as if you're the bad person, because they are building a case or they building something, when in actuality they are the unhealthy person. Okay? So whether you are transitioning out of a marriage, out of a relationship, and you're dealing with someone or a job, or maybe you have team members or some type of relationship, and it is, that this person or these people are creating challenges for you. Here's my recommendation. As someone who has lived it, gone through it, and continues to thrive through the nonsense, okay, is to tap into your belief system, tap into your self-awareness system, tap into your emotional system. Because when you're able to do that, you are truly able, my friend, to handle those situations without the screaming, the yelling, the cussing, without coming out of character. And I know it's hard because you want to cuss that person out, and you can behind closed doors. You can behind closed doors, my friend. Okay? So I want you to think about your current situation, whatever that is for you, and go inward and ask yourself, what am I not acknowledging? What am I choosing to ignore? What am I choosing to forgive? Because it's a cycle. It's a cycle. Because individuals who likes and love to create chaos, they operate in a cycle. And as someone who has lived and experienced so many different things in life, and even I had one counselor years ago, this was while I was still in active duty, said to me, wow, and I've shared this before, wow, like Sergeant Mac, from what I shared with him in that experience, he said to me, one, you will be a great investigator. That's what he said to me. He said, you will be a great investigator. Okay, and I believe I would. Okay, ask my friend Shay. I believe I will be a great investigator, friend. And the reason he said that, because I was able to share with him things that I experienced, but also what I was able to pull from to prove and show that this is false, and what the person was creating, the reality, was false. Because people who are dealing with a lot of inner demons create false narratives. So you have to go inward, my friend, because if you go outward, it is going to be chaotic, and they are going to love that. They're going to love it. But your emotional regulation, your ability to control yourself, is what is going to help you go through your current challenges. And I am not the one to be sitting here and be like, yes, I've cried. Yes, I've processed things. But again, for me, it's about being whole, because I have to be whole not only for me, but also for my kids. And again, friend, if you are currently at a place where you feel like it is so heavy in your life, like you feel like if you continue on this path, like you're going to lose who you are in the process, and you know that it is time to release, but you're hoping, but you see the signs, you see the person creating these false narratives or causing unnecessary drama and more stress in your life, when things could be communicated, resolved in a healthy way. And this is part of why I wrote my book, Woman Breathe. This is truly about helping women like yourself to lead through life, career and business while thriving in every season. Because life is hard, but we get to choose how we want to live. We get to choose to accept the same thing and be in the same cycle. But I'm telling you, as you continue on this journey, as of today in February 2026, you get to decide to either go outward and be this person that that's not me, like I don't but the person they just there's like that sword, they're like the salt, and they're just like, you have this little like, say you have like a cut and they're just like digging in that, and you're just like, man, that hurt so bad, but you haven't done anything about it. Or you go outward and you react. You don't want to be like that. Trust me. You want to go inward and observe, watch, take notes, because they are waiting for you to explode, my friend. They are. So I want to just kind of remind you to regulate your emotions. With a string. So you want to regulate your emotions. And if you have a hard time doing that, connect with me. You can grab the book, Woman Breathe, which comes with a workbook to help you be reflective, because I'm telling you, when you are able to take control of who you are and how you respond to things, you're going to be you're going to be so equipped to deal with anything that comes your way. And I'm serious about that. But again, it takes practice. It takes you creating that habit. It's not just do it one time and done. Like, I have been practicing emotional regulations for a year. And one of my good friends, and I was like, I need to teach a class on emotional regulation, especially when you're transitioning out of a relationship. And you know what she said to me? She said, Shevvy, my sister needs this class. My sister would need, she needs your class, because she was, and she shared what her sister was experiencing and not doing. So that may be something I decide to do. Who knows, depending on interest. But emotional regulation is going to help you thrive. It's going to help you to be successful. It's going to help you to identify and look at your situation with new eyes, because it's about discipline as well. Okay, so I just wanted to share and welcome to my space. If you're new here, don't forget to join me here. I post videos weekly. You can subscribe, you can leave a comment, and if there's anything specific that you would love for me to talk about based on these 3 pillars that I focus on, which is self-leadership, lifestyle, which I'm sharing here, and also wellness, which I'm big into wellness, and running. So that is something that I'm going to be sharing more of as I continue to upload videos. I would love to hear your thoughts, seriously, and because I want to make sure that what I'm sharing is actually resonating with you as a listener, but also bringing in the right people who are in alignment as well. So thank you for watching this. And again, learn how to regulate your emotions. And if that's something that you like, Shevvy, I would love to have a class where we're not just talking about it, but we're actually implementing and really being hands-on with that, so that when you experience or you're in a space, whether that's a work space, your home space, your relationship space, your friendship space and you see these things happening, you like, all right, I know you're doing this intentionally to get me to respond. Maybe I'll host a class, who knows. But again, thank you so much for watching, and come back for another video on Lead and Live Well with Shevvy. Have an amazing day.